Special Saline City Council meeting to order. If you'd please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, good evening. Members present tonight are myself, Mayor Marl, Mayor Pro Tem Gearbaugh, Council Members Del Orco, Kamara Sulak, and Kraus. CO and Dillon are absent, although Councilmember Dillon is participating with us remotely. From city staff, we will have City Manager O'Toole with us momentarily. Clerk Royal is here, along with Assistant City Manager Getzman and Community Development Director Harrington. At this time, the Chair would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as submitted unless there are amendments.
So moved.
As submitted, Councilmember Kraus?
Correct.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Kamara Sulak. All those in favor of approving the agenda as submitted signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. The motion carries unanimously. Is there a motion to?
Mr. Mayor, could I just ask you to clarify that Councilmember Dillon is not participating remotely? She's just listening.
Excuse me. Yep. Thank you for that clarification. She is attending remotely, but not actively participating in the discussions or deliberations. Is there a motion now to excuse the absences of Council Members Dillon and CO who are out of the area this evening? Moved by Gearbaugh. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Del Orco. All those in favor of excusing the absences say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Ayes have it. The motion carries unanimously. We come to citizen comments on agenda items. Under the Open Meetings Act, any citizen may come forward at this time, make comment or question on an item that appears on this agenda. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes per person. Anyone who would like to speak is requested but not required to state his or her name and address for the record. Are there any citizen comments? Please approach the podium. You'll have 3 minutes. Go ahead, Asmina.
Good evening, council members. My name is Asmina Clark. I'm a resident and business owner here in Saline, Michigan. I'm here tonight to address the marijuana ordinance as it pertains to me and my building located at 601 East Michigan Avenue. Yesterday, I sent you all an email with attachments addressing my concerns. I hope everyone has had a chance to review them. If not, I have additional packets here for your review. I would also like to respectfully request that what I'm about to say be documented in the minutes in as much detail as possible. Last fall, I started receiving calls from people in the marijuana industry interested in purchasing my building. In November, I received my first offer in hand. By February, I had multiple offers, and by March, it was like a feeding frenzy, something I've never experienced before. In April, I was told by Katrina that my location had been buffered out. When I asked to get clarification, I was told that the buffer was measured by building to building. I then questioned the point of contact on the building because this small detail makes a huge difference in my case. If the ordinance is just building to building, then this would put my building approximately 215 feet from the car wash that's in question. If the ordinance is door to door, then this would put my door over 300 feet away from the entrance door of the car wash. So far, no one has been able to provide me with an explanation or a clear interpretation of the code as it applies to my building. I found 2 articles in the Saline Post that referenced the June 21st, 2021 council meeting indicating that the 250-foot buffer was door to door. I can't imagine that the Post would actually publish the words door to door in 2 separate articles if this topic was not discussed in prior meetings. I am not asking tonight for you to alter the code for me. I have a vested interest in understanding the code correctly. I'm simply asking for a very clear and concise understanding of the code as it pertains to me so that I can make informed decisions about my finances, my business, and my building. I have a few questions and requests that I would like to ask tonight. First, I would like to know where I stand as far as whether I'm buffered in or out. And hopefully that will be told to me before there are any changes made before the ordinance is, if the ordinance is changed. Second, I would like to request that the existing ordinance not be changed in any way until that determination is solved. Next, I would like to know how the current code impacts my location if the car wash across the street from me is required to be torn down. And finally, I see on the agenda that there's a closed session planned for tonight. Will there be any action taken? Thank you for your time and dedication to the community.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Are there additional citizen comments on agenda items?
Good evening. My name is Kristen Scott. I am an attorney. I represent Compassionate Advisors, LLC. I work for Dyke & Magassett, 39577 Woodward Avenue, Suite 300, Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, 48304. My client has submitted applications to the city for both medical and recreational provisioning licenses at 813 West Michigan Avenue, Suite 2. It's one of 3 retail spaces in the building. The application is, it's next to a mobile gas station and across from an Express Tire. It's not within 1,000 feet of a school. We recently became aware of a May 9th, 2022 special meeting of this council, and I watched that meeting on YouTube, where this council implemented a moratorium on the acceptance of applications for medical and recreational marijuana licenses. My client was unaware of that, and I sent a letter to your council outlining what we feel were severe Open Meetings Act violations, and we felt that that meeting was held inappropriately. I see your attorney's here tonight. I know he has responded to my email, and he has a copy of, or he has responded to my letter, I apologize, and he has responded and advised me of the meeting tonight. I believe that the meeting tonight is to cure those deficiencies. I note that the City Council now has a special place on its website for special meetings that was not there before, and I pointed that out to your council. Several other deficiencies we believe are also present. My client, the very next day after the May 9th meeting, having no knowledge of the May 9th meeting, submitted its application to the city, and it was accepted. And it wasn't until we were emailed from May 11th from the city that we found out about the moratorium that took place on May 9th. We also received on June 15th, 2022, preliminary site plan special land use review from Carlisle Wortman from the city. And that document specifically says that our application was submitted prior to the moratorium. So I am here tonight trying to find out what the purpose is of this meeting and whether or not, if the moratorium that was implemented on May 9th is lifted, then I would submit to council that my client's application that was submitted on May 10th should be considered as timely because we submitted it on May 10th. So we're requesting that the applications be considered. If not, we are prepared to take legal action. We'd obviously prefer not to go that route, but that's why I'm here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Are there any additional citizen comments from those in the audience this evening? There are none. Clerk Royal, did we receive any communiques in advance of tonight's meeting in which the individual wanted their statement read at this time?
No, but Janet made one.
Yep. Councilmember Dillon, you will have 3 minutes if you would like to speak to any of the issues on our agenda this evening.
Thank you, Mayor. To be honest, I'm going to actually wait till the second public comments after the closed session to make any comments.
Okay, very good. That is duly noted for the record. If there are no additional citizen comments on agenda items, we come now to our first motion, which is legal opinion from the city attorney and union negotiations. This would be a motion to convene into closed session to discuss items exempt from public disclosure at the present time. And we will be convening into closed session at 7:11 p.m. 6, excuse me, my apologies, 6:11 p.m. Moved by Gearbuck to convene into closed session, Mayor Pro Tem?
Correct.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Kraus. The clerk will please call the roll, and I would note for the public's benefit that City Council will be reconvening at the conclusion of closed session. I should have announced this at the beginning of tonight's meeting. There are copies of the agenda on the back table, and it does enumerate several motions that we will consider later this evening. Clerk Royal, please call the roll.
Councilmember Camaro-Sulek,
Yes.
Councilmember Del Orco,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Girbach,
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus, yes, Mayor Morrow.
Yes, we are convening to closed session at 6:11 p.m. participating remotely.
Janet, can you hear us?
Do we need the television screen on, Terry? No? Okay. Let's return to the table. Okay. Ben, you good? Okay. And at this time, the chair would entertain a motion to reconvene into regular session at 6:55 PM.
So moved.
Moved by Kamara Sulek, and was that a second by Mayor Pro Tem Gearba?
Correct.
Thank you. The clerk will please call the roll.
Councilmember Camaro Sulek,
Here?
You have to answer yes
I'm
or no.
sorry, yes.
Councilmember Del Orco,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Gearba,
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus,
Yes.
Mayor Morrow.
Yes. We now proceed to new business item 22-154, T-POM 2023 to fiscal year 2025 contract. This will be a motion to approve or not to approve the FY '23 through FY '25 T-POM agreement as submitted.
So moved?
To approve, Mr. Gearba?
Correct.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Del Orco. Mayor Pro Tem Gearba, as the council rep to the bargaining unit, would you care to make a comment at this time?
Certainly. I appreciate the cooperation and the negotiations that occurred. We came to agreement on some of the items on here, and I believe it's a very good contract at this point. A number of the things that have been added include a new hybrid plan pension plan that would help in terms of recruitment and, retention. That's one of the things that we were concerned with. And none of the other items were managed to be resolved due in part to our city manager, who very well provided information and presentation for them in cooperation. I do appreciate the two members that participated as they brought forward their concerns and issues, and we felt that we were a win-win, and this is a great contract.
Very good. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Gearba. Appreciate everyone's work on this. Are there any comments or questions from the dais? There appear to be none. All those in favor of approving signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, and the motion carries unanimously. We move on to new business item 22-155, MERS hybrid agreement. This will be a motion to approve or not to approve the MERS hybrid plan adoption agreement.
Move to approve.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Gearba to approve. Is there a second?
A second.
Seconded by Kraus. Again, Mr. Gearba just commented on this during the previous motion. Would you care to add anything else?
Just to let everyone know that the proposal of this is that we believe we'll have cost savings as a result of this in terms of an annual review. And again, this is something that members have asked for in terms of a commitment by us as a community to make sure that we are looking out for our employees. So despite what people may think about pension plans in the past and so forth, this one we must fully fund at the time it's being paid. And we will have made some changes to it where retirement will be at age 60. So the goal is overall that over a number of 15 years, we will save significant money that will allow us to continue to benefit not only the employees, but to benefit our taxpayers and the city.
Very good. Assistant City Manager Getzman, since you're the staff member associated with this motion, is there anything that you'd like to add at this time? No? Okay. Questions for staff or for our council representative? No? Any subsequent discussion on the motion? There is none. It's been properly moved by Gearba, seconded by Kraus to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Ayes have it, and the motion carries unanimously. We move on to new business item 22-156, MERS hybrid conversion addendum. This will be a motion to approve or not to approve the MERS hybrid conversion addendum as submitted.
Move to approve.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Gearba to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Kamara Sulak. Again, Mr. Gearba, anything you'd like to add?
Not this time.
Assistant City Manager Getzman? No? Any discussion or questions from the dais? There appear to be none. We'll proceed to vote. All those in favor of approving say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Ayes have it, the motion carries unanimously. We move on to new business item 22-157, resolution to rescind ordinance number 839, moratorium on marijuana. This will be a motion to approve or not to approve resolution 22-157, a resolution to rescind ordinance number 839, moratorium on marijuana.
To approve.
Moved by
Second.
Kraus to approve, and that was seconded by Kamara Sulak. Any additional discussion or comment from staff or legal counsel? No? Nothing from the dais? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Nay. Ayes have it, motion carries 4-1. We will not be entertaining the subsequent motion, so we come now to, well, actually, let me add one last thing. City Council will be revisiting and discussing some potential technical changes to our marijuana ordinance at our next regular meeting, which is on July the 11th. We will also receive at that time a report from our Code Review Committee that has been discussing this issue over the course of the past several months. At this time, we come now to our second public comment period. Under the Open Meetings Act, any citizen may come forward at this time, make comment or question to City Council. This public comment period will be limited to 3 minutes per person. Anyone who would like to speak is requested but not required to state his or her name and address for the record. Are there any citizen comments from those in the audience? Council, go ahead. Yep, if you'd like 3 minutes, Esmina, please approach the podium.
I only just have a question. Is there any idea, timeline, and when I will find out where I actually stand in reference to the buffer, or will I need to wait until the next meeting to make that determination?
I think we're going to get, I think most of the clarification will come subsequent to July the 11th, but I think if you want to connect either later this evening or tomorrow with Community Development Director Green, he can provide some additional insights as well.
Thank you.
Harrington.
Harrington, boy, my goodness. Stuck in the past tonight with names. Campbell and now Green. My apologies, Mr. Harrington. Okay. Thank you, Esmina. Additional citizen comments from those in the audience. Clerk Royal, did we receive any written communiques in advance of tonight's meeting? No. Councilmember Dillon, would you care to take 3 minutes at this time?
Thank you very much. I would, thank you. As far as the union contract, I just always think that, it's a great day when a contract reaches an agreement that's acceptable to all the parties. And kudos to both sides for working so diligently to get this issue done. As far as the hybrid agreement, it would be my hope that there would be yearly reportings to show that the city remains fully funded with this, so that moving forward, we don't incur legacy costs like we have currently. And then lastly, as far as the moratorium, I have to say that I am a bit disappointed that City Council is not reconsidering its ordinance language prior to rescinding this moratorium. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any additional citizen comments? Is there any other business to come before Saline City Council this evening? Then the chair would be happy to entertain a motion to adjourn at 7:02 p.m.
So moved.
Moved by Kraus. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Del Orco. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.